Medina during the Hajj.
Yes.
People pray from the toilets.
Yes.
Wet and thing, and you say you can't involve all of this area.
Nazvi, if you want to talk about Mina, you will be here to Mina comes. You'll be here to Hajj, in other words. There's so much innovations that occur. Leave that out. There's other ones that are beyond that problem that you just mentioned. You see so many things in Mina, it's not a joke, because you get all colors of earth in that particular place. And you see all the colors of innovation in that particular place. And when you talk about Mina or Hajj in general, there are so much issues there. You can write books, volumes, about the Muslim sad ummah and how ignorance has abounded, has prevailed, and how knowledge has decreased. Kavich?
The houses of Fith, can we pray in them?
No. Very good, Ya Nazri. I do not advise or encourage, even though some people have, the prayer in synagogues, temples of any sort, whether it's the Hindu or the Buddhist temples, or any churches. This is not advisable in Islam. Even though there are some scholars that have their evidences, which is very, very, to my belief, weak. But after a very thorough research, I believe that the most preponderant and predominant opinion is avoid such places. Why would you want to pray there? No, good question. But you say to yourself, why would you want to pray there? Yeah, there's a narration we're going to come across inshallah ta'ala in the future in Kitabu Tauhid about when a man desired to slaughter because of a vow he committed. He'd done a vow that if I got such and such, I will slaughter for Allah ta'ala. So he made that slaughter, the sacrifice, in his vow in a place called Al-Bawana, between Mecca and Medina it is. Now before he was allowed to slaughter there, the Prophet ﷺ asked him, are there idols worshipped there? He said, no, Ya Rasulullah. Are there sacrifices sacrificed to other than Allah? He said, no, Ya Rasulullah. He goes, then sacrifice your beast. And other evidences, inshallah, we're going to come across that when we study the topic of the sacrificial in Islam.
What I mean is the dwellings of a kuffar person, his house.
That's another issue altogether. I thought you said the dwellings of in the places of worship of the kuffar. Yes, there's no problem. If you are in a non-Muslim house and they haven't got any pictures hung up, for example, because Ahmad ibn Hanbal actually mentions any home with pictures, you should not pray in that area. Any room or any place that has pictures on the wall hung must be avoided when you want to pray. Leave that area or put them down.
Pictures of
living creatures, of souls, in other words.
Even
not normal pictures of of trees and oceans and rivers and so forth. No.
Family portraits, no.
That's pictures.
All right.
Anything with a soul, Nazri, try to avoid. Or if it's the place that you are in, a non-Muslim place, if there is like, idols, for example. If you go to a Chinese shop, leave their house alone. What do you find in every corner of a Chinese shop? Or an Indian shop? Always. Yes, idiotic action, subhanAllah. The offering of the food in front of the big Buddha and so forth. You cannot pray in places like that. You don't want to pray in places like that.
pictures on the table.
Put them down. So we learn not only does non-Muslims hand pictures, even us, correct? How many Muslims have family portraits? How many? I've hardly not went to a house and not found them. Even here in Malaysia I saw them. In the Arab countries, Allahumma musta'an, just about every single family is one of the most glittering things of the house. And many times the lady, after she became a wife, she wore the hijab, but she still got the old photo of her unveiled for every single individual to see. That's nonsense, ludicrous, unacceptable. Let alone to have the pictures on the wall. Put them down, take them away. Fear Allah. They are unacceptable to be placed on the wall. And this should be studied as well, inshallah, in our lessons of Tauhid. regarding how shirk initiated, and it was all due to pictures being placed on the wall. That was the initiation of shirk itself, was due to images hung on the wall. But when you talk to the Muslims and discuss this issue with them, you're like talking to a blank paper. They don't want to know. They start calling you an extremist. But when you provide the proof for them, it's not you that's saying it, it's Rasulullah sallam. They still cannot detach, disconnect themselves from culture or tradition or customs, favoring it over Islam. Fear Allah and remember the fire, that so-called attractive sweet fire that we mentioned earlier on. Beware of that. And he said, subhanallah, despite all my efforts, I told you not to do this, but no, my culture says you can do this. And my desire says you can do this. No problem in this. And he warned us not to do this. No excuse. The hadith is there. So we understand the fifth, which is, the earth has been made pure, a source of purification and a place of prayer. So there's no excuse wherever you may be, whenever you may be going out somewhere. Don't say, oh, my prayer, I've got to wait till I get home, or if there's no surah, there's no masjid. No. You fall in a predicament, which is not really a predicament, but you may think it is. Pray your prayers, even if it's on the side of the road. But don't block people's pathways.